trade signals. Just going to give you an idea how these are turning out and how easy they are to trade. Show you this. This spreadsheet. This is when we first kicked off with this scalping strategy. So that was just a Friday, the last day in August. Okay, 3.12R on that day. It's a new strategy. It's been in development for a while, and it's just been released, more or less, right at the end of August. The first week of September, we've achieved nearly 4R, so 3.96R. Okay, that week was a bit of a test run for it. And today is Tuesday. We're into day 2 of this week, and we're up 2.59R already. This is working out really nicely. So we've got the rest of the week to go in here. So I'm just going to show you the strategy and show you how easy it is to trade. But quickly before I do, you can actually copy my trades automatically. So if you go to my website, anthonyfx.com, go to the trade copy page, scroll down, there's the full details in here. And here you've got the option to set it up yourself with TS Copier, or I do all the work and set it up on my end, and it's $30 a month cheaper than you doing it with TS Copier, and you don't have to do any technical stuff. But let's just go over to the charts, and I want to run through and show you the trades that I opened today and just how good these signals are. Now, I did close a basket of trades fairly early, as we were kind of midway through the Asian session. Could have held them a bit longer, but here's the thing. You just never know when that's going to happen. So we've got an entry signal and an exit signal. The green up triangle is an entry signal right there. There's another entry signal there. All right, and then we can look to close on the exit signal. So I closed this one here, pulled back. All right, there's another exit signal. There's another exit signal. You just set the alerts, that's it, and you just follow them. It's great to go over them because, this one didn't do anything all through the Asian session. Midway through, I ended up closing a basket of trades, and this was one of them that closed, and then it did that. So it just goes to show that it's a pretty sound strategy. We've got a way of entering. Look at these signals. There's your entry signal, but we wait for the break of this initial range here, entered here, then we've got a bit of a non-event, and then down it went. So far, so good. I actually entered this one short. It was prior to the signal firing. So the signal actually fired here, that one fired there. I decided to go in short off a red candle here, so I entered fairly early. As it was, it turned around and was quite a nice outcome. But you could take both of these trades, buy and sell. I talked about that in a previous video. So this one here, the entry signal, and then we've got an exit signal here and here. It's as simple as that. You just follow the signals. This is one instance where closing early was definitely worthwhile. So the entry signal was back here. The breakout of the initial range happened here. I went long there. I closed one. I re-entered and I closed 2 on these signals. And then it was a non-event after that. Okay, pound CAD. It's scalping. I'm not looking to squeeze everything out of it. My stops are a bit wide. The stops could have been set up here and it would have been a much better outcome. That would have been 1R closed, and I re-entered here and closed up here. But I mean, you can see these are definitely giving us some nice trades. The stop loss could have been a lot different. I do tend to go fairly wide with my stops. I went down below the previous low here. Fair enough. But that would have made quite a big difference. There's 2R actually, closing on that one. Okay, that's another 1R there. And then this one, if I closed up here, was another, you go on that red signal, it's another 2R. So just in this one currency pair, 2, 4, 5, you could have gained 5R with tight stops. So stop losses, we look to set them up on this green shaded zone. Wherever you enter, your stop loss goes on that green zone. But as you know, I tend to go a little wide, but that's slowly changing. Very simple, guys. Now this one here, we didn't have a signal. We had a bearish break, but we didn't have this. So I kind of jumped the gun. See this here? Okay, this is telling us that either buyers or sellers are dominating. And where I entered down here, there was no signal whatsoever. So, just goes to show, don't jump in chasing, this breakout. Anyway, it pulled back and when I realized I didn't have a signal, I decided to knock it on the head. And you can see where I closed it, slightly negative. What else did we have? We had silver, and I closed that one early. That was pretty volatile by the looks of it. Yeah, it's a bit wild. And I decided to abandon the trade pretty early on. Okay, sometimes it's just going to do that. Okay, it'll either trend or it'll trade sideways. But, you know, the amount of times that it messes around like this is minimal. It's usually going to give us a trend, as you've seen. Now, I'm doing daily mentorship videos on this. And come over here to these channels here, Daily Mentorship, live trading, full tutorial on everything, setting up the indicators, the alerts, everything. It's all in these videos here and in the trading strategies.